Hello, everyone. This is Andrew Berman. Thank you for joining us for another NMP webinar. We are bringing you the latest in origination technology with my good friends over at Angel AI. So today, this one's very, very special. So we are going to be doing a deep dive into the death of voicemail. And of course, with me, as always, from Angel AI and SunWest, my good friend, Angel Sunland. Angel, thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks, Andrew, for having us, and thank you, everyone, for joining. Today, I am joined by Bill Inman. So you guys are in for a special treat if you have heard about, tried out your Angel Twin yet, which is what we're here to talk about today. Bill is our partner in creating Angel Twin. So he is the head of Twin Protocol. Bill, go ahead and introduce yourself to the group.
Thank you so much, Angel. Thank you, Andrew. It's a pleasure to be here. So my name is Bill Inman. I met Pavan and Angel AI about 1.5 years ago. I'm the founder at Twin Protocol. And I've been in AI for about 10 years now, and technology as an entrepreneur with multiple exits for about 25 years now, getting old. And I got into AI about 10 years ago, as I said, and was in the human capital space. At one point, was the first one in on the largest workforce management company in the world called ECG, and ended up starting an AI blockchain company that put resumes on blockchain, so you couldn't change a resume. I don't know if you knew that 70% of resumes actually have false information in them. So putting them on blockchain allowed us to record exactly what was on a resume and when it was changed. And then I ended up selling that company to job.com in 2021, and they're doing fantastic things with the technology. And then around 2023, after a little bit of a stint with Sophia the robot, the world's most famous humanoid, and other people in AI, I met Pavan. And I think out of all the things I've done in AI, meeting Pavan is definitely in the top 3 and probably will be number 1. I was so impressed. At that point, I had started Twin Protocol, where we help people make twins of themselves in a fun and simple way and get involved in AI. I'm sure we'll talk a lot about that today. But when I met Pavan, I met somebody who was already extremely successful, had 40 plus years in a multi-generational mortgage company, didn't need to work, but goal was to bank the 2 billion unbanked in the world, which was an admirable, noble goal. And truly from the heart. Having multiple exits and being in business for 20 years and raising about $200 million for startups, I've seen it all, and I've seen all types. And I was just thrilled to meet him, because that coming from the heart isn't something that usually happens. So I share that because that was the main reason for me, first of all, trusting in Angel AI. But beyond that, seeing the application and seeing the growth since I've known Angel AI of about 100,000 users. I think it's about 212,000 users now, growing at 23% a month. I was blown away by the speed. But more importantly, this is the technology that to me is the number 1 personal finance AI app out there. And I think that it's going to be a brand name. So coming from all that tech and then being where I am here and then partnering with Angel AI and Angel Twin is just a thrill for me, Angel.
Excellent. Well, we sure appreciate your partnership and for joining us today. You're the perfect person to be here to talk about it. So AI, the death of voicemail, sounds provocative, but it's true. It's where the world is going, and it's not so far off, because as you guys are going to find today, this is something that can be used and is being used today with Angel AI and Angel Twin, so that loan officers, real estate agents, rather than, if they can't pick up the phone to talk to clients, leaving a voicemail and hoping to catch them back, playing that phone tag game, with Angel AI and Angel Twin, your clients are actually able to essentially talk to you in real time, even if you're not available. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, by talking to your twin that looks like you, sounds like you, is trained on your data. So we're going to get into all of that and how that works. So in addition to the financial support for all of us on the origination side, for consumers, lead management, that has been a huge one. And the Twin is here to help with that as well. content creation. If you haven't checked out AngelAi for marketing materials, what are you doing? Because AngelAi can create social media posts, flyers, videos now for you and your real estate partners, your referral partners. And what's really great about that is it's all compliant because she was made for the mortgage space, which we know there's a lot of rules and regulations, right? So any content that AngelAi creates, is already compliant with all rules and regulations. Any websites, yes, she creates websites. They're all high SEO ranked websites, just stand to get more eyes on you, on your real estate, your referral partners, listings. So marketing, content creation, and brand alignment. And that's a huge portion of where your twin comes in, is creating that brand alignment, because you all work really hard on your reputation and what your brand is. So you don't want just a generic tool out there that may or may not be representing things that you would actually say, the way that you would speak to your leads, your kind of point of view. So when you have your twin, it's trained on all of your data. And so setting yourself apart here within the mortgage industry is hugely important. As a consumer, you might think, a mortgage is a mortgage, a loan is a loan, but us in the industry, we know how nuanced it is and how hard we have to work sometimes for our clients to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to help them win the deal when there's multiple offers, to make that process look smooth and quick and easy when there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So AngelAi and the technology within it that allows you to, have quick answers, have answers that are warranted. You're not going to have to go back on that answer, and to be able to offer certainty. So that is a huge differentiator when you're using AngelAi and partnering with SunWest. Now, I'll take this opportunity to say AngelAi is a separate company from SunWest. You do not have to be partnered with SunWest to use AngelAi, but it does become incredibly powerful when you use the two together. And that is because SunWest actually underwrites our pre-approvals. And AngelAi is fully integrated into the SunWest system. So you can be using AngelAi. You don't even have to log into an LOS. You can have AngelAi do everything for you, from take the application, running credit, running AUS, income calculation, all of that. Now, aside from or beyond an underwritten pre-approval, which already makes it a lot more solid than a typical pre-approval out there because it's been underwritten, but you can take it a step further with a true approval. And the TRU, that's not a typo, it stands for thoroughly reviewed and underwritten. So not only have we underwritten them, but we've given the borrower the conditions. These are the documents, these are the things that we're going to need to be able to verify. They've turned those in, dropped them into AngelAi. We've reviewed them, and now all of the borrower conditions are cleared. And we do that before they've even made an offer on a property. We've funded 100% of the true approvals that we've issued, so they're very solid. It allows your borrowers to make offers that compete with cash offers because they don't have to write in a financing contingency. So that is a true differentiator for you when you're using AngelAi and partnering with SunWest to be able to offer certainty. So here's an example just to give you an idea of the power of using AI in mortgage. And really, any mortgage company, they're following the same basic process, and it's linear. And that's what makes it so time consuming, right? So we'll take in this example, you have this picture, loan officer is turning in a document, right? Maybe there's a condition, borrower gave it to the loan officer is handing it in. Now, each person in this loan workflow is having to physically look at the document, review. Now, if it, say there's one person that's not sure what to do. They're trying to figure out what that guideline means. Does this meet the guideline? They're worried that if they make a bad loan, they're going to lose their job or, put a borrower in a bad situation. So they've stalled a little bit, right? And we've all experienced this, whether it's fear, confusion, they're distracted by other things, they have a huge pile of documents that they're looking through, whatever the reason, the process stalls. And someone, whether it's the LO, I know none of you would be this guy screaming, whether it's the LO, the borrower, they get upset enough to escalate something and just to get things moving again. So even the smallest change, when you have this linear human workflow, can cause a huge delay sending the file back to the very beginning, right? So on the flip side, when you're working with AI, now obviously AngelAi is in the cloud, so it's not these physical robots, but because this is such a unique system, I'm going to take you kind of step by step to wrap your mind around what's really happening when you're submitting a loan into AngelAi. So here, imagine each of those people, instead of being humans, imagine it's a robot. So each role is replaced by a robot, and it follows clear logic. Now, truly, guidelines are black and white, right? Either something fits or something doesn't. When you take out that human error, you take out the fear, any confusion, possibilities for delay. It's just fast, it's rule-based actions. And going back to that warranty, in AngelAi, every single decision is fully warranted by Sunwest. What does that warranty mean? Now, if one of these robots here, they did make a bad call, you're never going to be stuck going back to your borrower and saying, oh, someone changed their mind. That decision is warranted by Sunwest all the way through to a full approval. So if they made the wrong call, which we really don't deal with often, or it'd be really hard to offer that warranty. But what that means is we would honor the decision. We would fund of our own cash if we had to. All right, so taking it a step further, now instead of a line, instead of a linear process, imagine it's a circle. So instantly, each one of these robots can collaborate. They're not waiting for the robot ahead of them in that sequence. They're working in parallel. So as information comes in, every single one of those robots, for whichever their role is, sees that same information. And that way they're able to simultaneously take the action that they needed. So they're not waiting. There's no handoffs. There's no possibility of a stall.
Yeah. Angel, can I chime in there real quick?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what's so interesting about this? If you look at the underwriting business, you know, and today, when we have interest rates go down, there's going to be a flood of new loans, and that everybody that's in that parallel line handing off from one to the next is going to be even slower because they're going to have more on their mind. And you know, when interest rates go down, be later this year, it's going to be much harder and much slower to get loans approved. It's kind of like a relay race where you're handing the baton off to one person, they run their lap, the next person runs their lap. But in this scenario, it's like if everybody, all four people in a relay race on your team lined up at the starting line at the beginning, they ran one lap and they're done. Everybody works together and there's no relaying. The AI just does everything in parallel. So not only is it going to be faster just in general, but when loan volume increases because interest rates go down, you're going to be ahead of your competition because they're going to be waiting for the humans to make their errors and go to lunch and go take a day off. In this case, the AIs are working 24/7 all at once, and it's just going to be a much more competitive benefit for the loan agent and officer.
Hey, Angel,
Yeah,
I'm hoping you could answer this question. I'm sure there's others that probably are curious about this. Is there human involvement behind AngelAi before a true approval is generated?
that's a great question. Usually when you hear AI, you think artificial intelligence, which is 100% a computer, right? AngelAi is what's called augmented intelligence. And what that means is there is always some level of human oversight that's available. And that's how we are able to offer that warranty. So just a little behind the scenes of AI. Anytime you're chatting with an AI, whether it's ChatGPT, AngelAi, something else, when that AI generates a response, that response on the back end gets a confidence score. So how confident it is that it understood what you're asking. and how confident is that the information it's about to give you is accurate. Now, when you're working with full artificial intelligence, 100% computer, it already did its best, right? So regardless of what that confidence score is, it's sending out the information. The confidence score really is for on the back end for developers to continue to improve the technology, right? But that's why you see, and some of you may have experienced when you're using other AIs, it give you information that may not be verifiably correct. However, of course, it has not seen every single possible document out there, every possible scenario out there. So if there's any margin of error there, anything under 100% confidence, it's going to loop in a human being to review and decision that document or that scenario to assist it. And then it's learned. So it's always getting smarter as well.
And I can speak from experience. Like, so I was at a conference, AngelAi, and Angel goes to a lot of our conferences. They set up AI labs to give hands-on access to actually this technology. And I sat in the airport with a group of people actually that wanted to stump AngelAi. And we asked, it was probably about 5 questions. The 5th one was a little difficult. Now, 1 through 4, like instantaneous. The 5th one, it was like maybe a 2-minute wait. So someone actually come on and answer it with expert opinions. So yeah, and of course you have to do that because you're writing a check. If something goes wrong, you guys are standing behind that with a warranty, which I think is a wonderful thing.
It's my understanding that the AI at AngelAi is trained with 45 years of mortgage data. So it has seen and been through almost every type of scenario that's possibly out there. And the AI can work through 45 years of memory, hundreds of thousands of scenarios instantaneously. So, that's a real advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you thought we were done there, I'm going to take this example one step further here even. So we've got now all our robots working simultaneously, collaborating instantly as information comes in. But as I guess I kind of gave it away when I opened it with they're not physical robots. But again, they're not physical robots. So being virtual robots, they're not physical machines. We have actually millions of these little tiny robots simultaneously working in the cloud 24/7. So each piece of data can be immediately routed where it needs to go, read and acted on by any single little robot that needs that information to update the loan and do their job. So I actually have a quick little video to show you what that visually looks like. And here we're uploading a document into AngelAi. And if we zoom in to the computer there to see what's happening, you've got all of your millions of little robots there scanning the document, doing what they need to do to update the loan, to get that loan through to approval and get your client in their beautiful new home.
There's a bunch of tech terms on the back end, right? The proprietary neural net, the blockchain, of course, hosted on AWS. The thing is, for anybody using the system, which again, for free, they get started, is it's just fun and simple and easy to use through a chatbot. You don't have to worry about all that stuff.
Yep, exactly. No programming skills needed. Yeah, if you can send a text message, you can use AngelAi. So, just about every other mortgage company is following that same human-centric linear process. Well, we are now literally at the point where our robots are making new robots. So as we kind of talked about, as new documents, new scenarios, new questions are posed to AngelAi, it is constantly learning and it's able to now build its own new little robots. So as you have probably seen over the past couple of years, we've been adding so many cool new features and there's a lot to come just on this year's roadmap. And it's easier and faster to add these new features because of our little robots making robots. Let's see, there's a question in the chat. Is it reviewing the document for numerical type data verification or does it verify for fraud and data integrity? That's a great question. So both. It is pulling out, of course, data if we're doing some sort of like income calculation analysis. It's pulling out that data and doing what it needs to do, but it does also detect fraudulent documents as well. And just in general, the technology, I'm going to toss it over to Bill here as we get into the nitty gritty on Angel Twin and Twin Protocol.
Yeah, thanks, Angel. Great job. It's so exciting to see where the company is and how far it's come along and how easy it makes it for people to get involved with AI. Because let's face it, I mean, technology is increasing at such a rapid rate. You see it in your feed, you see it on the news, you see it in your email. It's hard to keep up, and it's only going to keep accelerating. I'm old enough to remember the first PCs, in the 1970s, 1980s, all the way up to the internet era. That was about 40 years of technology. And just in the past 5 years, everybody's talking about how AI is going to change lives. And it is. A lot of people talk about, well, wait a second, is AI going to take my job? And you may have heard and seen some of the experts say, AI is not going to take your job. It's going to basically help you do your job better, but it will differentiate you and make you much, much, much faster than anybody else out there. So by leveraging tools like AngelAi, you'll be able to speed up. You'll be able to help borrowers faster. You'll be able to take on more clientele. And then the addition of the twin is going to take that to the next level. So AngelAi gives you this AI that'll help you do your job, evaluate applications, approve loans as fast as can be done, which is going to be really important, like I said, when interest rates go down. But your twin is going to help represent you to the world, thousands of people an hour if you wanted to. So a real big change that's happening in AI today is, our business, whether it be real estate or any other business for that matter, is predicated on people talking to people and people building relationships. But there's only so much we can do with that in the time that we have, and everybody has 24 hours. And you can't get to anybody, and we got to sleep. So with your Angel Twin, this is going to create a twin of you. It's going to look like you. It's going to sound like you. It's going to be educated on you, and you're going to own that information. So, we've come a long way in the past 30 years. We used to use emails to log into systems, like going all the way back to AOL, right? You may have had an AOL email, and that was your identity. Like you logged in with your email. Then we came to the era of social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and we started to log in through their logins, log in with Facebook, log in with Apple. And when we did that, we started to give away all of our information. So we signed their user agreement, or EULA, EULA, and end user license agreement. And we said, hey, I want to use all your free stuff. I want to use your picture posting. I want to use your word processor. And then they used all of our data to create and grow their own businesses. Well, we're entering a new era where you'll be educating your own AI twin, and you'll own all that information. It's one of the tenets I loved when I met Pavan. He was already using blockchain technology, which many of you may have heard. It's also known as the technology of trust. It allows you to keep and own your information I'm going to keep it simple, in your own database, decentralized database that nobody can else get into. And that's what your twin's built on. So the twin, as opposed to, just you, is always on. It speaks multiple languages. If you don't speak Spanish, it'll speak Spanish for you. If you don't speak Hindi, it'll speak Hindi for you. French, Italian, Mandarin, you name it. So it can communicate and build relationships with and answer questions for you on what borrowers' questions might be. If you work with real estate partners, it'll talk about your business. If you work with CPAs and other qualified third parties, it'll talk to them for you. And it's all done through a simple URL. And if you haven't signed up on AngelAi today, it's free, by the way. Just go to angelai.com, find your way to the Apple or the Google app, download it, boom, you're in. All you got to do then is type twin, and you start building this twin that we're talking about. Again, it's going to communicate for you. People are going to go to, let's say, angelai.com/Bill Inman. You have your own URL. Your customers, your borrowers, your partners will go there, and they'll be able to start asking you questions, and they'll be able to enter into, whether it be a credit cleaning process, or they'll be able to enter into the actual loan process as well, right from that app. And they'll be doing it by looking at and talking to your twin. I know it's a little creepy for some of you, but this is the area we're going into. And it's like, back in the day, it's like, I don't want to use emails. I just need to call people. That's what people used to say in the 90s. It's like, I don't need social media. But nowadays, people drive business just by having a large social media account, and people trust people. Your AI twin will be speaking on your behalf, talking to others, building trust with prospective clients and clients while you sit back and build relationships. That's the key. You're not out of the loop. Now you're going to be able to take that time and build more relationships.
And I just want to mention, because I saw a question come up, is AngelAi owned by SunWest? So just as we're diving into, especially talking about owning your own data and all of that important stuff, AngelAi is a completely separate company from SunWest. So Pavan Agarwal is our CEO and owner of both Celligence, which is the tech company that owns AngelAi, and SunWest. But it is important to differentiate. They are two separate companies with separate goals. So when I mentioned that AngelAi is integrated into the SunWest system, I like to think of it as like a one-way street, where AngelAi, in order to be able to do all of the loan keeping on your SunWest loans, AngelAi can access the SunWest system, send information that you tell her to send into the SunWest system, and pull information from the SunWest system. But SunWest is not able to do the same by going into the Celligence AngelAi system and pulling out data. So I just want to make that differentiation.
So what is an AI twin? Here's the thing. Today, a lot of people are starting to speak to AI directly. They're going to ChatGPT for answers. You might do it today. You might ask it to write something for you or draw you a picture, or you might ask it a specific question, like it as its own subject matter expert. Oddly, the number one, or maybe interestingly, the number one reason it was used last month was for mental health. People asking it, actually using it as their therapist. So it's used for all different types of things. An AI twin is your AI that's trained on your data, that's going to speak to others on your behalf. No hallucinations. It talks about your data. So you're going to use this to basically communicate with first-time home buyers, real estate agents, customers, partners, and you're going to talk about who you are and your business and your focus through this AI twin, simply through a URL. You're going to train your twin through the AI app, and you're going to add documents about you and what you do. It's going to learn about you over time. You'll be able to, don't have to, but you'll be able to add a picture of yourself or even some video. So it could be up to the photorealistic HD level, can look like you. And it's going to speak on your behalf and build trust. The cool thing is, at any time on the AngelAi app, you'll be able to monitor the conversation that's happening from your URL, and you'll be able to cut in. And you'll be able to talk to the customer directly. So it's going to communicate for you with your customers and prospects and partners while you don't. And it can do that hundreds, thousands of times an hour, which would be impossible for us to do. So it's really going to open up your scope of the number of people you talk to. Again, it's going to speak in other languages where necessary. And now you're ahead of the game. Forget about the fact that the AngelAi app is now approving loans for you in hours, while other underwriters take days and weeks. Now you're going to be talking to, with your own persona that you own, stored on blockchain, you'll be talking to hundreds of people a day. Now, what's that going to do for your business alone? So the AI for your business in the real estate business, it's just a phenomenal thing. The AI twin takes us, even extends us beyond real estate into banking, into personal finance, and pretty much any arena. And we do expect the Angel twin to be a household name when it comes to helping people use AI in a fun and simple way. So as a subject matter expert, you're also not only going to use it for your business. Everybody in the world is the best in the world at something. I mean, you're great at real estate, obviously. You're great at loans, obviously. Maybe you also love fitness. Maybe you love travel. What you're good at, you'll be able to monetize with your AI twin. People will be able to access your AI twin for information or advice, and they will pay you. And the cool thing is we're affiliated with the Angel token, and there'll be a whole easy global, people will be able to contact you in Mandarin from Hong Kong, and they'll be able to pay you, and you'll get paid for accessing your AI twin, which might be about US loans, but it might be about something else that you love too. There's no limit there. And all along the way, you own it all. Like, it's not the social media era where we're logging with Google and we're like, hey, go ahead, access my Google Drive, all my Google Photos, all my Gmails, which they can do, and they actually do. That era is done. This era, your AI twin, you own, it's your information, and you're able to monetize it. So use it in business, make more money. There's one stat that always blows me away. $15 trillion of new money and productivity is coming into the world because of AI. This is new. It's net new. It's going to hit the real estate industry, trust me. And it's going to be imperative to use AI to get ahead of that. 15 trillion is twice the size of the internet. So if you missed the internet and didn't start Amazon or didn't invest in Cisco or something like that, and you kick yourself and you say woulda, coulda, shoulda. That was me. I was in it. And I didn't become Jeff Bezos or Paul Allen in the internet era. Doesn't matter. Twice the size of the internet from 2000 to 2004 is coming in the next 5 years in AI. And that means real estate and every other industry. So $15 trillion is the size of the global food industry. So imagine if food went away, like all food, and basically it was a reset and said, tomorrow you can start any food business you want. People got to eat. You could start a restaurant. You could start Monsanto. You could start a grocery store. That's where we're at. So by owning your own identity, by monetizing it through AI, leveraging tools like AngelAi, you'll be able to take advantage of 15 trillion that's net new. So huge opportunity for all of us in our business and all of our other endeavors. Okay, why you need a twin. So my twin, I'm a kind of a horizontal type player. I'm in technology, so I'm not in the real estate business. Of course, I'm a homeowner and a real estate investor, but I use my twin and it runs 5 shows for me on AI technology. Listen, 30% of the world are introverts. And I was too at one point, and my fiance is now, even though she's more than qualified to be in front of a camera. She cannot do it. With your twin can create a social media account. I live in Las Vegas, so it could create real estate loans in Las Vegas, and it can be the expert for me. And we're actually doing that. I like the company so much that my stepdaughter basically started a position as an account executive at the company, and she's doing just that. She's not necessarily, even though she's a Gemini, she's not necessarily outgoing, and wants to make social media every day. So her twin is making social media, making her an expert. So you'll see here on the left, attention is currency. Your twin is going to capture attention. Not only is it going to be out there on social media for you, it's going to talk to hundreds and dozens of thousands of people every day if you want it to. You need that attention for your business. And if you're not capturing it, somebody else is. Trust is everything. So when you have, first of all, we're a blockchain-based company. This information is not stored in a central server, like I said, that the big tech can access and go, hey, thanks for the data. I'm going to become my own real estate expert and take over your micro niche. In this case, you own the data. But also, we had a huge launch party for Angel Twin at the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas. Super fun. 300 people were invited. 800 people showed up. It was crazy. If you were there, awesome. Hopefully I got a chance to meet you. But there was a person who came to the party who said, I've been talking to your twin. It feels like I know you. So because they can ask you personal questions if you train it, like what's your favorite color and where do you like to travel to and do you like dogs? It can ask that kind of stuff to build the relationship. But also my twin can talk about AI and blockchain all day to people. So you're building trust through your twin with other people simply by having it chat with others. And you want to do that. And so people become familiar with you. They know who you are. They ask you questions. Introverts that don't like to ask questions, don't like to talk on the phone, will talk to your twin. So time isn't scalable on the far right is the third thing. This might be the key thing. If anything that I'd say today is your AI will talk to other AIs on your behalf hundreds or thousands of times an hour. If you don't have an AI, it'll be like not having a website or a cell phone together, not one or the other. It'll be like people have no way to contact me and I can't contact them. It's imperative to have an AI because as we move into this era, people will tell their own AI, I need a loan. They'll feed the information in, it'll go to AngelAi, they'll get an approval, and they'll be working with you on it or not. So you want to make sure that your AI is out there because it will do for you what you don't have the time to do. So I could go on for hours. There's so many other benefits. The nice thing is you can go to angelai.com, download the app, and get started for free. It's like a no-brainer. So your twin can talk on your behalf, conversational AI. You're going to download the app. You're going to type twin in the chat. I believe it's Pavan's AI that comes up. It's going to teach you how to create your own twin. And then you have your own URL that you can give to others. And then they can go talk to your twin directly without you being on. You'll get a notification through the AngelAi app that somebody's talking to your twin. You'll get a full record of what they're saying. You can cut in at any time. So if they ask the question, you're like, ooh, this person's hot to trot on the loan, cut in. And then you can start chatting with them directly. But in the meantime, they're talking to your twin. Now you have your digital assistant answering questions for you, doing all the stuff that takes up hours and hours of time, cuts into meetings, yet is urgent. If you don't answer question A, then that person might go with another party. and you don't want them to do that. So it becomes your AI-powered digital assistant. Again, it's starting for free. It becomes your own personal influencer. So everybody on this call needs to have their own personal brand, even if you're into electric trains or hang gliding. Like those are things that you can have a personal brand around, but for your business in loans and real estate, this becomes a personal brand for you that's working and educating and talking to others. The next point, the fourth point down, business and consulting AI, it becomes your subject matter expert that you can earn money on. It can offer coaching to people. It can offer services to people. And we'll build all that for you inside of AngelAi. And then if you're a creator, obviously you could see that your AI, and again, I have 5 shows that I run with my own AI. My AI does the show. I don't have to comb my hair, which it's hard for me to do these days as I get older. But so it's all combed for me and it's dressed, and I don't have to have any lighting. So these are just some of the reasons and some of the things that your AI twin will and can do for you. Next slide, please.
Great. Now, Bill, we do have a couple of questions in the chat. I'll toss over to you. One, how will I know who it spoke with on any given day? Will it notify me of who it spoke with if they give their contact info?
Yeah, Angel, you can elaborate this because this dovetails back into the AngelAi side, but every conversation that comes into your URL is recorded. Angel, you want to give them the details on that?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, you can even you talking to your client inception, because whenever someone clicks on your custom link and they're there in the chat chatting with your twin, you actually get a text and an email notification once they've given their name. So you'll get a text and email saying, Bill has joined your AngelAi chat. Click here to join. So if you want to join them live and have a 3-way chat with your twin and that person, then you can join live. If you are busy, if you're doing something else, then you know that they joined, you can go back to that conversation later and hop in. So it definitely keeps you in the loop. But again, gives that client, that customer access to you and whatever information they're looking for live there in the moment, so you don't miss anything. Another question here from Chris Francis. Hi, Bill, if you don't mind me asking, if my twin is speaking for me and I actually connected with the person who spoke with my twin and I had no idea what my twin spoke with them about, wouldn't I be caught off guard, unaware how to respond about the conversation my twin had with the client? Your thoughts, please.
Yeah, great questions, by the way. This is all new territory for everybody, isn't it? Who's had an AI twin speak on their behalf before? You might have had a lot of employees do it. And what did you do? You got the download from them. So, and then, but it's also a whisper down the lane. So if you had a human employee that's talked to somebody on your behalf and then referred them to you, you might only get half the story. So as Angel said, you know, every conversation here is going to be recorded and you're going to know who they are. By the way, just to give you a little bit more information from that last question, not only is it going to help your business, but we're starting a program with Angel Twin where if you refer other Angel Twins, you're going to get a percentage of whatever business that person does with their own Angel Twin. And that's going to be a couple levels deep. So you're going to be able to introduce people to Angel Twin and their own Angel Twin, and you'll be able to take part in the compensation on that. So what's different here is, and remember, you own all the data. Like if you did this through another service, they would be taking your data and be saying, hey, thanks for creating all these customers for all of us. You get them too, but we get them as well. So you own your own data. You see all of the conversation. You cut in at any time. And then the people are getting familiar with you. And then you can catch up and get familiar with them at the same time through that recording of the conversation.
So our next slide, and we have had a lot of comments coming through asking to see what it looks like live. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys a demo. You'll see what it looks like talking to Pavan's twin. And I did speed it up. I left it normal for a few questions and then sped it up. So you'll hear Pavan's twin, and I call it his chipmunk twin. But what you'll see is an example of Pavan's twin taking a loan application with a client. And if you guys are familiar with the property listing landing pages that AngelAi creates, we're going to be starting there. And then rather than just clicking on a link and filling out a online application and hoping they can figure it out or don't have questions along the way, they're going to be chatting with Pavan's twin where they can actually ask questions if needed. So I'm not going to talk during this so that it doesn't get choppy here for you guys. Okay.
convenience, I've invited Pavan to join our conversation. You can also reach Pavan directly at pavan.agarwal@swmc.com. Great. Home ownership is a great way to build wealth. Before we get started with your loan approval, let's create your AngelAi account. Please provide your email address. For security purposes, I sent a 4-digit code to your email. Please enter it here. Email is validated. Please enter your password now. Press 3. I'll keep your data quickly. Good. I was able to validate your address. Please provide the best method to communicate with you in order to receive a quick response. Please provide your date of birth. Please provide your social security number. Please provide your marital status.
So that gives you guys an idea of what it looks like to work with a twin, but it'll actually go through the entire mortgage application. And again, the beauty of this particular use is if your client has questions along the way, they're not sure of the answer to something, they can ask and your twin will respond and then continue with the application.
I'll just state on our side, Angel, it may not be on your side. It doesn't move. That video was edited. So it was kind of cut out a few of the things, but it was the internet latency made it speed up, slow down a little bit. It's super clear. And again, you can go download the app and try it for yourself and start your own twin talking to others. So just want to, on our side, just that's what we were saying.
Thanks for clarifying, Bill.
Okay, so your AI twin can not only be for you, it can be a legacy twin. So we've had individuals, grandmothers, grandfathers, and even people who had previously passed create a twin, which allows people to talk to those people, you know, and create their legacy and keep their legacy over time. So it's not just for professional use, it's for personal use. And I think you'll see that when you start educating your twin. So I think you'll be thrilled to know it can be used for household things like, you know, Mom, what do I do in this situation? Or Grandma, can I talk to you? Or I would love to talk to my great grandfather. As long as we have information on somebody and we have their likeness, then we can create a legacy twin, which is another awesome use case. Okay, again, so just to reiterate, and you're seeing this here on the screen, and you can see a little bit of the functionality on the left-hand side. You'll be using and earning Angel points to power your twin, but all your information is stored in your own blockchain vault. This is completely differentiated from anything else that's out there. If you use ChatGPT every day, they're reaching their mission of going to what's called artificial general intelligence, human level intelligence, because they're taking everybody's data. They have the right to do that. We don't do that. It's your data. You own it. It's your list. It's your sales. It's your operations. It's all you. So we make sure we keep that in your own patent pending blockchain vault, and that's all made available to you here through the application. All right, so visit askangel.ai, create an account, create a wallet, create your twin, free. So it's all there and available to you. So it's that simple, everybody. Go to askangel.ai and get started today. There's no reason not to. You want to be ahead of this curve. Hey, if you're like me and you miss the internet, let's not miss this opportunity, even on a micro level, or as big as you want it to be. We're here to help. So thank you very much.
Yes, and if you haven't already all taken advantage, we do offer live on-demand workshops as well. So if you just go to askangel.ai, you'll be in the chat there with her. All you have to do is say workshop, and you can select the day and time during regular business hours because they are humans that host the workshops for you. But you can select the day and time that works best for you. And these are generally one-on-one. We keep them at one-on-one if we can, if we have the capacity, but never more than 2 or 3 people on the call so that you can be hands-on in the system, asking questions. If you have specific things you want to learn about, like Bill just covered the easy steps to create your twin. If you really want to focus on twin, you can tell the workshop host that. So if you want a general overview, help just creating your account, you can do that. So take advantage of those live on-demand workshops. We also have Pavan's QR code for his Instagram there. Follow Pavan to keep up to date on the latest of what's going on in AngelAi. And Bill, if you have a few more minutes, we do have some more questions in the chat.
I'm here. And I'd love to.
You mentioned other businesses or causes we may want to monetize. There may be other brands not related to mortgages. How would this be possible? Can I advocate for disabilities through my twin or sell tamales?
I love that. That's exactly the kind of wide base I like. You can do both. I doubt there are a lot of people using AI personalities to sell tamales right now. So why don't you be the #1 person in the world with that? And yes, you could do all and any of the above. And you can do all or any of the above with your angel twin. Now, the angel AI is focused on real estate, rightfully so, largest market in the world, $250 trillion market. But you can use this for whatever you want, whether you want to use it for farming or selling retail. So there's more than just the talking head bubble that you saw, which is an amazing application in itself. We have a studio where your avatar can create videos for you and much, much more. So this is for your life. It's for your hobbies. It's for your personal. It's, of course, for your real estate business. And you get involved now. Get started now because people aren't there yet. You'll be the first. And we're here to help.
Great. I see a few questions in the chat regarding, hey, what's the catch? This is free. How do you guys monetize? So we'll just answer all of those questions in one. So AngelAi, again, it's completely free. Getting a twin is free. Now, when you are in the AngelAi system using your twin, you'll notice your AngelAi is powered by points. So the more you're using AngelAi, the more points you earn, and then your twin is powered by those points. But what's in it for us? How do we monetize? Pavan is playing the long game here, you guys. So as Bill mentioned at the very top of our call, the goal is to bring financial services and banking to all of the millions of unbanked across the world. So it really is a truly noble cause. That said, the long-term goal for AngelAi, aside from that, is to really become a marketplace for all financial services. So, of course, as you saw, we started in the mortgage professional space, moved into real estate, and now we're adding more and more consumer-facing features. We added the free credit repair last year. Insurance services is next up on the docket. There'll be short-term loans, credit cards, personal banking. So the idea is just like today, if you have a question, well, now, honestly, even this is shifting to ChatGPT, but maybe last year, if you had a question, you're going to Google, right? It was just the default. Who knows what happened to poor Ask Jeeves, but it's just the default. So in the future, if you need any financial service, the default will be you go to AngelAi, you start there. So it'll become a marketplace there to service consumers, but also to link consumers to a professional where needed. So that's the how do we monetize long-term strategy.
The AI is probably the single most important invention in humanity besides the atom splitting. And fire was big too, I get it. But AI is basically creating a new intelligence and new business models that all of us can take advantage of. So what we're doing with blockchain is we're taking out middlemen. We're taking out underwriters, everybody. You could see that. That's what the AngelAi does. We're putting you in the middle now and not so many stacks of people in between. That way, all the money that all the middle used to take is available as in the new economy. Our goal is to share that with people, 2 billion unbanked. And Pavan had that goal. That's why I love him to death, because he just came with that from a good place. So there is business models, obviously, around running a platform of this size, but we want to give those profits back to you by owning your own data, as opposed to centralized big tech that's like, hey, thanks a lot for the info, and now we'll tell you what to eat and where to go and when to sleep. So it's a totally different model.
Fantastic. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Bill, thank you so much for joining us. Angel, always a pleasure to hear from you and get your insights, and appreciate your contributions to the industry.
Thanks for having us, Andrew. Thanks, everyone.